In the name of Allah, who is the most beneficent and the merciful for all. डियर स्टूडेंट्स, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज हम एजुकेशन कैप्सूल के इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन के बारे में पढ़ेंगे। विच फिलॉसफी रिकॉग्नाइज द राइट ऑफ एवरी इंडिविजुअल टू एन एजुकेशन बेस्ड अपॉन हिज और हर कैपेसिटी टू लर्न? रियलिज्म। Taylor's curriculum model was given in 1949. Taba's model of curriculum came in 1964. What can be measured from an experimental study? Treatment effect. Improving classroom practice in a 5th-grade English class is the best example of action research. Which type of items format requires the student to structure a rather long written response up to several paragraphs? Essay type items. Frederick Froebel was born in 21st April 1782. Aptitude test help to measure probability of success. Special attitude tests are generally used for those who choose a career in space. Students' attitudes are mostly measured by questionnaire. Which technique studies an individual intensively? Case study. What best describes how close to construct are? Correlation. The idea of kindergarten school was given by Froebel. Child development should be according to the development law is given by Froebel. A test measures what it aims to measure is called validity of the test. If you are a perennialist, you will assert on music and art. Textbook is an example of the supported curriculum. A type of evaluation that is performed at the end of any program is called summation evaluation. Which gift is consisted of square and triangular tablets? 7th gift. The project which is carried out by the groups of individuals is called social project. Sophia is a Greek word which means wisdom. Democracy and Education was written by John Dewey. Dewey explored the relationship of the external world, the mind and knowledge in his book, Experience and Nature. Idealism concerned with mind. Which type of curriculum organization is used for different concepts at the same class? Horizontal. The total process of designing, implementing, and evaluating a curriculum is called curriculum development. Dewey liked best the definition of education, reconstruction of experience. The posterior knowledge depends on observation. Speculative philosophy deals with developing theory. Which guide the evaluation process? Objectives. Which type of test is helpful in given education and vocational guidance to students? Scholastic aptitude. Group test was introduced in USA. The test designed to predict future performance in some activity are aptitude. In the essentialist classroom, the curriculum is chosen by the student for self-directing learning. Communication of educational outcomes is called education reporting. Diagnostic tests may be distinguished from evaluative tests in that diagnostic tests are typically designed to pinpoint difficulties. In matching type tests, premises refer to the items for which match is sought. Short answer items are answered by word, phrase, numbers, or symbols and is a complex form of objective type was said by Grönlund. Curriculum is interpreted to mean all the organized course, activities and experience which students have under the direction of the school, whether in the classroom or not, is said by Hilda Taba. Which test is designed to be administered to one person at a time. Individual test. The test having clear and unambiguous score criteria is known as objective type test. Which type of test typically comprises two columns? Matching exercise. Which type requires the student to match a series of responses with corresponding items in stimulus list? Matching exercise. A list of 3 or more choices from which the exam is required to choose the correct one is given in multiple choice items. Measurement may be defined as the act of assigning number or symbols to characteristics of objects as well as people, events, or other things according to rules. In which type of test we can measure a maximum proportion of content? Subjective type test. In which method criteria are fixed? Percentage. Who said that curriculum consists of 4 elements? Made. Evaluation is a continuous process. The values that divide a set of score into 4 equal parts are called quartiles. The range is a measure of dispersion. The process of administering, scoring and interpreting tests is called testing. The student ability to analyze, assist through extent response items. A good test has a clearly defined purpose and set of scoring rules. What type of remains a historical research can find? Physical, printed, and handwriting. How can data be expressed in descriptive research? Quantitative. Education is a social and conscious activity by which a society takes steps to transmit its religious, culture, social, moral, and economics and skills to the next generation. The communication takes place between two people is called as interpersonal communication. The communication exchange of message among organizational members is called as intrapersonal communication. The communication exchange of message between organizational and outside individual of groups is called interpersonal Personal communication. What is a communication process? Communication makes instructional process interesting. How much students have learned through instruction is determined through achievement test. The founder of the concept of IQ is William Stein. Education is a social process by which encompasses all aspects of human development. The Bent test measures intelligence. Education is a conscious activity of transmitting culture, heritage, and human endeavors to the next generation for social stability and survival. Education refers to all these activities by which aim at the humanization of man. Epistemology in philosophy deals with knowledge. Ontology in philosophy deals with reality, which refers to the activity of modifying human behavior, developing individual faculties, and understanding natural laws so as to secure human success and global peace. Education, which is a social activity that aims at the development of human faculties so that the purpose of individual and group growth can be achieved through education, which is a process of change in which an individual is equipped with the human academic and cultural heritage for the purpose of stable and successful individual and group life. Education, which is a social process that aims at the all-round development of human personality. This development is gradual in nature that leads to the accomplishment of human self. Education, symbolic behavior of a person means meaningful behavior. The theory of meaningful learning was presented by David Accessible. The book Democracy and Education has been written by John Dewey. The metaphysics of pragmaticist philosopher is the experience. DSD stands for Directorate of Staff Development. Ecology in philosophy deals with values, which branch has helped us to understand and differences in fundamental value, attitudes, and behavior among people in different countries. Anthropology, pioneering efforts in curriculum studies. Who comes in mind? Hilda Taba. Extrinsic motivation works well with slow learners. Recall to your mind the hierarchy of Maslow, which need should be fulfilled first. Safety. Aristotle's teaching became the philosophical foundation of realism, which behavior can be assessed in a great many ways depending upon the situation in which a person finds himself. Intellectual behavior. American psychologist Terman introduced the Bent test for general use in differentiating of brightness and dullness. Each person is free to make whatever choice he wishes. Which philosophy holds this view? Existentialism. Islam holds the view that supreme source of knowledge is revelation. Metaphysics deals with the nature of reality. What is right and what is wrong? Which branch of philosophy answers these questions? Ecology, ethics, morality. Teacher dispenses knowledge. Students absorb eternal truth are learned through studying great books Which philosophy comes in mind? Parallelism. Teacher serves as a facilitator. Students learn best from active involvement. Which philosophy comes to mind? Progressivism. Teacher dispenses knowledge of traditional subjects. Students observe traditional academic subjects, pursue technology, and are seen as valuable. Which philosophy comes in mind? Essentialism. Teachers lead, which modeling democratic actions and exciting students about the needs for social change. Which philosophy comes to mind? Reconstructionism. Essentialists get their aims of education from traditions. Naturalism resets on the ideas of Rousseau. The knowledge which a person gains by his thinking power is intellectual. The knowledge which a person obtains without any effort is called instinctive. You want to improve self-reliance of your student. What should you prefer to do? Motivate them intrinsically and motivate them extrinsically. If you believe that individual topics are learned through meaningful experiences, you agree with the progressivist. Computer literacy is also considered important. Which philosophy denies it? Parallelism. The axiological approach of idealistic is absolute, eternal, and permanent beauty. The branch of philosophy concerned with reasoning is called logic. Philosophy is an intellectual or moral activity. This is said by John Locke. The authentic source of knowledge to find out the truth about ultimate reality in Islamic is revelation. What kind of knowledge comes from Allah through prophets? Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Revelation. Ontology is also called metaphysics. Philosophy is theory of education. Education means borrowing belief from different philosophies. Aristotle disagreed from Plato is respect to belief that ideas are the real. The major component of the curriculum are four. The first step in the curriculum development is objective. The problem in multiple choice item is presented in options. Measurement is a dimension of educational evaluation. In deductive method, we proceed from general to specific. Stage-dependent theory of cognitive development, which name comes to mind? John Dewey. What is beauty? Which branch of philosophy answers this question? Axiology, aesthetics. Where do we find the source of knowledge? How do we acquire knowledge? Which branch of philosophy answers this question? Epistemology. How can we communicate with others without contradicting ourselves? Which branch of philosophy answers this question? Epistemology. How can educational research is useful for teachers? It can improve methods of solving instructional problems. The process of curriculum development is continuous and varying. Topics of limited scope are assessed by restricted response items. Model of curriculum presently being used at any stage in Pakistan is activity, subject and integrated. डियर स्टूडेंट, आप प्लीज़ आपने मेरे चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करना है ताकि नई आने वाली वीडियो का नोटिफिकेशन आपको मिल सके। थैंक यू।